Hello there, I'm Mr. Saem. We will be solving one of the past paper, P2. This is May, June 2015. Okay, let's start doing this. You work for Tawara Airlines and will create database to analyze data about their flights. Dates are to be displayed in DMY format. All times are to be displayed in hour and minute format and are set in the GMT form, mean time, Greenwich Mean Time. You must use most efficient method to solve each task. You're required to create the evidence document in the first place, examine the data files in these four, create a new database and import these files. So first of all, what you need to do is, the first thing to do is you examine the files. You will always do this. There could be something wrong. There could be commas in the values. Probably they need to be transposed or maybe some other issue. So it's always good practice to open up the files first and then you have a look whether these can be imported or not, or maybe there's an issue. Okay. As far as I can see, I don't see any issue right now. Fine. Okay. Right. And the last one is this one. So what we'll do is, long service probably will be your Boolean logic, which is yes, no. Okay, we'll try to import this now. Okay, the first step that we have to do is, okay, the airlines have decided that all fields names must be short, meaningful, consistent in style and no spaces. Some table names, field names, key fields and data types are shown below. Where they are not given, choose your own. Use this information to help you create tables. Okay. Okay, place in your evidence document screenshot to show the structure of the four tables, including the field names, data types, and key fields. So first of all, let's try to import all these four. Okay, just give me a few minutes so that I can import these. Text file, one by one, we have to. I can probably choose the crew as a primary key. Make sure the date is DMY. And I can choose the flight number as a primary key over here. No, I can't. It did not allow me because obviously then there is some records that are the same. So it's fine. We can probably use flight as a foreign key. I mean, we can't use it as a primary key. We don't have to have a primary key in every table. It's not essential. Okay, and what do we else have here? Fine. Yes, over here I think so we can choose the flight number as a primary key. And then we have the last one. This needs to be yes, no. Okay, yes, fine. Right. Now we have to create a relationship. So let's have a look. What are the possibilities that we have? Well, first of all, flight number and flight number is very much justified, so I can create this. Then I have is the crew and I have is the crew. Yes, one too many again. Again, quite justified. Over here, what I have is the crew code. And crew code could be made again with crew. Perfectly fine. So this is what we have. Always try to show your structure, table structure in such a way. Okay, that's the best way. Take a screenshot and here you go. Obviously you had to give a screenshot of the design tables, of the relationship that you created. This was all supposed to be in your evidence document. Okay, make sure you do that. You've established a proper relationship to link all four tables to create a relational database. Place it in your evidence document. Okay. Now the first one is create a report of all Tawara Airways flights in and out of Paris. Okay. Now what we can see is all are Tawara, TA. So they're all Tawara. So fine. In and out of Paris between 5th January and 25th January. Do not include these dates. Display only flight number, airport names, date and times for both departure and arrivals of these flights. Add a suitable title to report. Make sure your name, send and candidate number are placed in the footer. So first of all, what we'll do is we need to add is between in and out, departure date, arrival date, and airport names, flight numbers, times for both as well, okay. Now we have, first of all, let's talk about date. 5th January and 25th January, it should be between this. Do not include this, just so obviously it means that we don't have to include 5 and 25. So 5 and 25 will not be included. All I need to do is greater than 5012015 and less than 25012015. Okay, let's check. Okay. What I'll do is I'll just uncheck this. Yeah, fine. There were duplications, that's why I was getting another. So fine. Now what I need to do is what I have to do is between 5th January and 25th January. Okay, in and out. Okay. So the other one will obviously come. I'll copy the same thing and arrival date, and I have is the departure date. So departure date will be this. Okay, and we need is Paris. Okay, run every criteria to see it's working or not. Fine. So I have between 5 and 25 the arrival and the departure. What we need is now is the airport. Okay, this needs to be star Paris star, needs to find out Paris. Okay. Okay. Was it Paris? And same way we have to do is this. The arrival airport used to be Paris as well. Okay, fine. So this is what I get. I get the airports where I have the departure airport is London and Heathrow, in and out of Paris. Okay. What you can see over here is that if I run this, I have duplication of records. You can see this, they're the same records, and every item is the same. And for Paris only, you can see every record is basically the same. When such a kind of thing happens, then you have to look at few things. First of all, is your relationship right? Okay, probably there's something wrong with the relationship that you created. But over here, what I know is that there is nothing wrong with the relationship because it was quite obvious. There was nothing much particularly wrong about it. The second thing that you should take care about is all the time when you use multiple tables to extract or to make a query, try not to include those tables which are not part of your criteria or of your query or of your SQL language. What I'm trying to say over here is that I'm using the J15 flight and I'm using the J15 flight code, as you can see. So I'm not using this table and I'm not using this table as well. When you're not using these tables, simply remove these tables. And I only have those tables that I'm using. Now if I run this, I get no duplication and I get just two separate records that I wanted. So please do remember this, that do not include tables that are not required. Always try not to include them. Another thing is that if you have any confusion regarding this, you can always go to the SQL view and just have a look over here. Select the following fields. Fine, I'll just ignore it. This is important. Where J15 flight arrival date is greater than this and is less than this, and the airport is Paris, or the flight date is between this and this, and the flight code airport is like Paris. This is the exact this is question or the criteria we wanted. So if you have any confusion, you can come here and see, is this fulfilling your criteria? The SQL command really helps you a lot to have an idea. It does help me a lot at times to see what is required or not. Okay. Moreover, if let's say if I, just for the sake of argument, if I place this here, okay, what I'm trying to say is the departure date should be between this and this, and the arrival date should be between this and this. And if I run this, what you will see is I get some records which are wrong, like this one, 30th of January, which is wrong. 2nd of January again is wrong. This means these two records that I'm getting are again not fulfilling the requirement. So obviously this needs to be over here. Okay, because we are trying to compare the departure date or the arrival date, and we want to find is that has the flight departed Paris and or it has the arrived at Paris. Obviously we can't have this over here as an AND, because you will not have a flight that departs Paris and comes back to Paris. That would make sense. Okay, so we'll not have it in the same line. Okay, same in this case. So we're done with this. You are supposed to add a suitable title to the report and take a printout of this. Obviously you'll go to create and you'll go to report, add a suitable title to it, and you'll simply take a printout. I will presently name it as between this and this. Okay, so that we can have a proper name for it. Here you go. Right. Okay. And we can even rename this as this so that we can remember it afterwards. Next part. Your manager wants, done fifth? Yes, we done fifth. Your manager wants a list of full names and all the flight crews who had flown into or out of Hong Kong. Create a report. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll have to create another query, and wants the full names of all the flight who have flown into or out of Hong Kong. Again, the same thing we have to do is find, we can use the airport code, even code, the full name, so I'll have is the forename and the surname, and create a report which lists the names of these crew members as well as their payroll number. So we need this payroll number and the flight number, so I'll have the flight number as well of both their flights into and out of Hong Kong. Okay, right. Group this report by the crew code, so I need the crew code, which is single letter, and include the payroll number of the crew leader in the group header, so I need the crew lead member as well. Within each crew code group, it's okay. So first of all, what we need to do is Emmanuel wants to find full names of all the crews who have flown into or are out of Hong Kong. So for this, all I need is HKG for Hong Kong, since I'm using the code, not the airport name. Now over here, I'm using is the into or out of Hong Kong. Run, and this is what I get. Right? It's all either this or this, so it's fine. When this is true, it's not true. When this is true, this is not true. So this is fine. Next, what we want is we want to basically create a group report. So I will save it as into or out of Hong Kong. Run this, and I'll create report wizard. I will add all these. Let's see if there is any proper sequence that we need to follow. Group this report by crew code. Okay. Next, group by crew code. Single letter. Create report. Right. And include the payroll number of each leader in the group header. Payroll number. Within each crew code, group the report by the flights shown. Group the report by flight showing the departure airport code and the arrival airport code. So we can have is the flight number. Right. Okay. Let me go to the layout view because I just want to make it a bit better. It's not. Grouped. No, I'll do it again because I didn't properly. This was out of Hong Kong. Wizard. We have to first of all crew code, flight number, and right. So let's go to the layout view. Okay, this should probably come. Let's go to the design view. I can take. Okay, that's fine. Crew code, flight number, departure. We've done that. We've done this. Report by crew code done. Include the payroll number of each in the group header. Payroll number in the group header. Lead. Payroll number of crew leader in the group header. No, we don't have that, so we need to do that as well. Okay, so that's. Not properly visible, so we have to make it. Let's just try to reduce it a bit. so that we can easily okay. Better with within each crew code, within each crew code, right? Okay, crew numbers may appear more than once in the letter, right? Fine. That's better. This should be here, would look nice. I'll try to do it. Anyway, it's fine. The order has not been defined, but it's perfectly fine. So I have is the following: the crew code, the flight number. It's not visible. Just try to make it visible. Here you go. Crew code. D again is not visible. It should be visible. Crew code, flight number, departure, arrival. Then the names come. The payroll number comes, and the lead crew is separated. Right? Okay. There's something what I would like to discuss over here is prepare this report so that it fits on a single portrait page wide, and that the details of each crew do not split over 2 pages. Where possible, fit more than one crew in a single page. How can you do this? I'll tell you a way. Well, what you do is come to the page footer, come to the properties, and over here what you will find is force new page. Before selection, let's try. No. Before selection. Probably it will not be possible. This is the best we can do because that's why the examiner said so. Where possible, this is the maximum possibility that I can actually get. You see, yes, I can't do it better than this because it is trying its best to add it. Okay, fine. So we are basically done with this part. Okay. Point number 7: create a report to be represented to your manager. This must count the number of flights. So I am done with this. Let me just close this. Yes. I'll close this. So I'll make. Now let's read this again. Create a report to be presented to your manager. This must count the number of flights between each of the airport. Display the codes for the departure airport as row headings and codes for destination as column. So rows headings will have your departure and column will have your destination. Do not include the total of the flights. So we have to use a cross tab for this. So what I'll do is I'll create a security design. I will add over here is Okay, I would need is the following. I need is the I need is a destination airport code for the destination. Okay, destination arrival, and what else do I need? This must count the number of flights between each airport. And I can have the flight number. Right? Now, what we need to do over here is uh, I'm just using the JS flight code. Yes or no? Yes, I am. So this means I don't need the rest of the tables. Yes, I don't need this one. I'm not using it. I'm not using the crew. I'm using the J flight. Okay, right. What you can see over here is I need to have the J15 flight. Now, since I'm not using any of the fields from here, but then why do I need this? I'll tell you why. The reason being is because J15 flight is one of the table that has the flight number as a foreign key. What I mean to say is you have the flight numbers in the J15 flight code, primary key, but this table tells you that how many flight numbers are related to it. It's because there's a connection between the flight number and the flight number. So obviously we can't ignore this particular table. If we want to find out how many flights are available, then J15 flight consists of all those flights that are available. J15 flight code is just a table that uniquely identifies the flight number, but it does not tell you exactly how many flights are there. So we definitely need this because this consists of the flight numbers as a foreign key, and we obviously need the J15 flight code because it has the fields that we're talking about. So if I take this out, what you will see is I will have much less records, very few, just 38, which is wrong. We don't have 38 records. You can view the flight and you see that I have 114 records. This means something is wrong. And if I add my J15 flight over here, and now if I view this, I have now is 114 records, which is correct. So please, you have to be very careful when you're dealing with such kind of issues. You have to see which table you're using. Is that table particularly related to any other table? Okay. If it's not totally related, okay, fine. Then you can omit it. Otherwise, you're supposed to have it. So this is some point where the examiner can really trick you. And this is frankly a very good point made by the examiner. Very good point, because many of the candidates would probably not include this or will include all the tables. In either way, you'll have an issue. So if I save this now, and I can probably save it as count the number of flights between each airports. I'll name it the same name. And if I go to create, I'll go to query wizard, cross tab, and I will use a query which is the count. And I want again departure airport as row and column this, and I would like to count. Here you go. And I don't need this, so I will hide this, and I will do what is display the code for the departure report as row heading fine, print this report in single portrait format showing the grid lines. So I need to basically do is should I use a report design? Okay, fine. Because I just want the grid lines, that's why I'm doing so. Again, we don't want just want to just give me a second. Okay, so I was able to display the grid lines. Fine. Okay, let's come to the next part. 8. Refine the results of your search in step 6. Step 6 was what was step 6? Okay, in or out of Hong Kong. Do we have a report of that? Let's see. Okay, in and out of Hong Kong. Okay, let's read it out again. Refine the results of your search in step 6 to create a chart showing the number, how many times each of these crew members visited Hong Kong. Crew members who have visited Hong Kong have flown into and out of the airport. Okay, have flown into and out of this airport. So, okay, let me just try to have a look. What the examiner is trying to say over here is crew members who have visited Hong Kong have flown into and out of the airport, which means we will not consider someone who has came in. The person should have flown out and flown in. This means is that we will not consider this because the person basically just went out. This one. Same case as this. Or in simple ways, you can see over here is that I have the following. If we talk about this particular crew, you can see is the forename Ruxana Gopal. This person has basically flown into and out, flown into and out, flown into and out. You can see all these, right? Okay. So as you can see over here is we have lots of people who have flown into, but again we have some of them who have not flown into and flown out. They have just flown in, or probably they have flown out. So the best strategy to deal with such kind of issue will be that we need to find out, we have to remove any duplicates or remove any single entries that are residing over here. Well, the best way to do this will be that we go to the query wizard, we go to find duplicates, and I will use is this query into and out of Hong Kong, and I would like the payroll number. I would like to have the rest of them as well, and finish. This is what I get. Right, now what I'll do is I need to do is the next part of the question will be chart how many times each of these crews visited Hong Kong. So here we go. Okay, for this particular part, 8 point, I'll make another query to just not to make any confusion. Obviously, we can use the same one as well. It's the same point, no issue. I need is over here is the departure arrival code, the forename, the surname, and what else do I need? I can use the payroll number. Okay, and here I want is the HKG and the HKG, right? Here we go. And I can total and I can count. Okay, by counting I'm getting how many how many of the crew member traveled how many places. Okay, right? Now what I need to do is I need to get people like these out, because they did not basically travel Hong Kong, because they just did not depart and arrive. They just probably departed or only just arrived. And the question says that we have to find out crew members who have visited Hong Kong, have flown into and out of, which means they should be going out and you should be coming in, or then it will be considered as one visit. One visit is when you go in and you come out. So What I'll do is I'll go into create and query wizard. This is my query 3, so duplicates and query 3. I want to find the duplicates. Let me select is, let's say, the forename. Okay, and I would like the surname to appear and the count to appear as well. And here you go. Now this is what I get, and what I need now is to find out okay, I just need to now select them and okay, just to summarize it, I've got the result. All I need to do is to summarize the result now. So I go to query wizard. I will select is forename, the count, and I would like to do is count the records. Finish. Now I can go back and I can even add is the name, surname. Oh, this should have been over here. What can I do? I can probably transfer it over here. Okay, I'll do now. Right, now I can go to external database. And I can select is the forename and the surname. Should have been combined. I should have done that anyway. Not anyway. I'm so sorry. I will try to. It should not have been like this. It should have been like this. Is full name, which means is the forename should be joined with the surname. I don't want this. Run. Right, and I don't even want this. I don't want this. I just want these two. No, I want okay, right. Let's open. Fine. This is what was basically required in this question. The only point over here that was of concern was that crew members who have visited Hong Kong have flown into and out of this airport. Many candidates just ignored the point and just thought, okay, it's not important. But it was very important that you should consider that one visit is equal to what? One visit is equal to whether they have flown in and flown out. Right.